Okay, we open 9-10 suited and get 3-bet like the big blind, who has a kind of, he should have a kind of polarized range, and I expect bigger bets on this flop. I expect half pot or 3/4 because it's a pretty connected board, so he doesn't have too many strong hands in this size. 4 comes on the turn, it's a good card. I expecting a lot of barrel here. This is a pretty common line, 1/3 and 3. And this is a really bad card to us. He has all the ace-king combinations, but I think he's jamming with all his ace-queen combination and flush draws. So I'm gonna call this time. Hello everyone, this is Joda playing 50NL on Bodog regular tables. Those are my regular games, but I also play a lot of short-handed. But in the end, the game is kind of the same. So we're gonna mostly approach the thinking process of my game and share it. So let's go with the first hand. I stay in offsuit. I don't want to 3-bet this hand. I have an easy call. See what happens. This bet size is kind of strange because he will never want to bet a king like this. So I'm gonna call once, anyways, this size is under bluffed, but it doesn't make sense with the texture. So I'm gonna call once, and if he checks back, I'm gonna try to bluff the river, or maybe try to materialize my hand, which is kind of hard in this texture because he maybe is betting a lot on the turn. Okay, he continues, just give up. But I will put a lot of attention on the bet sizes of the players. This last hand is kind of close because he is facing 2 players and he's in early position. But I don't believe his bet size on that board doesn't make any sense. So I call, but he continues on the turn, so easy fold. Now we have an ace queen offsuit. We can just call here against early position. 3-bet is not a bad idea because he will call it. I think he will call ace jack, and sometimes he will call king queen. We are talking about suited combos, but the call is kind of good because we are still dominating a lot of hands on his range. Now he checks. I expect regular players are checking a lot his ranges here, so we're gonna just check back. Now he bets one big blind, easy call, and maybe raise the river. Maybe I would like to have some blockers. But I think against his check 1 big blind and check, we want to bet 3/4 on the river. The only purpose is to make fall ace king, so we're gonna overbet. He will have some pocket pairs. So we have pocket aces here, so we're gonna raise against 3 limpers. I think 8 big blinds is kind of okay. Everyone's fold. Okay. This guy is limping for the 10th time here. I'm gonna roll to 12 big blinds because I'm a hard player. I don't want any of these guys call me with queen 6 offsuit, and I also want to I don't know how to say, cultivate an image as an aggressive player, because sometimes I'm pretty aware of my image on the table and the table dynamics, because this is really important. Not just playing ranges and playing like a bot, but trying to induce players, trying to generate action, and trying to become self-awareness of our image on the table. okay, so I think it's okay to do some stupid things sometimes. I'm not the kind of player who is super smart, but I rather prefer with players super aggressive, but a little bit dummy. But I like my style. He limps in again, so we're gonna raise this time like 7 big blinds. 10-9 suited is a kind of good hand. And this time he calls and we hit a top pair, so we're gonna bet small. We can bet half pot also, because he will calls anyways. He's a fish. He will calls ace jack, ace queen. He will call all his overcards, and I think it's okay to bet half pot. Okay, he folds, but also my hands needs some kind of protection. I don't want to give him an easy call with an overcards, so half pot is kind of okay. But bet 1/3 of the pot is a better line to bet, check behind and bluff catch, do his pretty wide range pre-flop, because he will reach the river with a lot of bluffs. So bet 1/3, check back, and bluff catch is a good line also. But I prefer to do this to do that line with a hand like Jack 10 or Queen 10 or King 10, because we have top pair plus overcard, and our hand plays a little bit better checking back on the turn. We open King Queen offsuit from early position and get called by 2 players. I think we can check raise a lot this board, and it's not the best check raise because ace highs will be under bluffed, but if this profile is kind of a tight guy, I can just check call once and re-evaluate on the turn. But once both of them check, I think I'm not sure. I think we can just bet pretty small, trying to get value from a 10 or a weak queen. He is not checking twice an ace, but he's checking back some weak ace, so we prefer to bet small. But also we don't want to check again and give him free cards to his draws. The plan with the check raise on the flop is try to put pressure on all his weak pairs at betting the flop. He will sometimes he will take pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 7s and bet the flop. He will take a hand like King Jack or Queen Jack or King Queen, I don't know, and he's betting. And basically he never has aces and 10s. He has ace 10, but there are a few combos. He only has 2 combinations. So the check raise on the flop is pretty aggressive, and we can represent a strong range. Here we raise a raise with pocket 8s, and this player behind calls me. He has a range that he has a lot of Broadway cards and small pocket pairs. We're gonna make a standard C bet on the flop. It's kind of okay, and maybe I don't know if I want to 3-barrel this hand. I'm just gonna check back, and that's it. Just check back and realize my equity. He has pocket 7s. Good read. Okay, we open 9-10 suit and get 3-bet. Like the big blind, who has a kind of, he should have a kind of polarized range, and I expect bigger bets on this flop. I expect half pot or 3/4 because it's a pretty connected board, so he doesn't have many strong hands on this size. 4 comes on the turn, it's a good card. I expecting a lot of barrel here. This is a pretty common line, 1/3 and 3. And this is a really bad card to us. He has all the ace king combinations, but I think he's jamming with all his ace queen combination and flush draws. So I'm gonna call this time here. Ace king.
Okay guys, let's make a short analysis of the hand, because I bet he think that we are winning this hand, but we don't. We lose the hand, but anyways, we gonna make a short analysis in this free software called Poker Strategy Lab. I think most of you know it. And what is we are gonna do? We are simply gonna make the math. So how much times we need to win in order to get EV plus call. So we need to win 28% of the time. We have to put 56 for a total pot of 196. So we need to win 28%. And for that, we bullied a key range. We put the board here. We put our hand here, and we quickly bullied a range for small blind. So I put some hands like pocket eights, pocket tens, pocket kings obviously are pushing the river. Pocket aces obviously are pushing the river. Ace king are pushing the river. So I also think in my mind that if he has hands like ace queen and ace queen offsuit, he is definitely getting in that river because he can represent a lot of strength. So I think he's barreling the turn and pushing the river always with these hands. So let's see how much equity we have. We have 39. I think this is not this is a realistic spot because I think I myself I'm pushing these hands if the king comes from the river. But let's take ace queen off and let's put suited hands. Let's say that he has all the busted flush draws with the ace, only the busted flush draws with the ace. So let's put the space flush draws and let's see. Let's hit from the equation ace queen offsuit because there is a lot of combos, and let's see how much equity we have against this range. And we still have 29. I think this is a pessimistic scenario that I'm putting here because I really think that he is barreling ace queen off suited, and also he has more spades combinations. But in the case that he's only getting in with all these suited aces and this offsuit is ace queen, I think we have more than we need. Also thinking that once he bet 1/3 on the flop, his range is gonna be overbluffed because he needs to bet bigger on the flop. An 8 and a 10 with a flush draw. He definitely want to bet half pot or bigger with pocket aces because we have a lot of hands with reasonable equity against the top of his range. So I think it was a good call. In that moment, it was like shocking, like, oh shit, I lose the hand. But I think in the long run, we have a good call. I want to read you guys in the comments what you think about this hand. What is the range that you give to the guy? And see you soon. Bye bye.